Hi guys, very good morning to you. Welcome to the video number 269 and this is Ajay. I'm going to talk about today Excel VBA. There is a question actually which I gotten from somebody. I actually was taking a part in the Excel workshop last week, and I met a couple of guys over there who were actually students, and they were telling me that they were actually asked the couple of questions on the VBA, and so two questions I have picked up from from that conversation, and I want to discuss it with you. And these are the questions that when do you actually see the overflow error and the type mismatch error, right? So that's my channel, youtube.com/c/Ajay Kumar Parmar. If you are visiting my channel for the first time, then guys, welcome to the channel. And it's a very proud moment that we have almost covered 270 videos. So what you need to do is you just need to go to my channel and click on the playlist, and you would find all the different categories here. As you can see, this channel is dedicated to all those who actually work on the Excel, or they need the Excel VBA, they need to learn Access or Access VBA. So we have four different topics, and we have a combination of every kind of a segment. Like the basic videos, we have the intermediate videos for you, and we have the advanced level videos for you. So no need to worry if you are new, if you are just learning, just need to find it out which particular playlist you would like to watch first. Like for example, if you're starting with the Excel VBA, then please go ahead and watch first introduction series, and then get yourself comfortable, and then you can start watching the other different playlists. As you can see, we have got everything: Excel VBA collection loops, Access forms, Access VBA collection, other loops. These are the Excel demo videos on MS training. They are very long videos. I'm sure if you can go and watch these videos, they are going to help you a lot. These are the couple of videos which I recorded long time back when I actually used to take the online classes, right? So this is the PowerPoint, this is the Access interview questions, and the video which I'm recording right away, it's going to be uploaded under this playlist, which is Access VBA Access interview questions, right? So you can scroll this, and a bunch of you would see a lot of different categories, and just need to click on that, and you would get to see all the different levels of the videos. All right, so now let's come back to the today's topic, that when do you actually see the this overflow error and the mismatch error. So I hope that the basic part of the VBA programming, in terms of the variables, is clear, right? Because then it is going to make a lot of sense. But still, I will try to answer it as much as I actually can, in order to give you a good understanding that what exactly we're going to talk about. Now when we talk about the VBA, guys, we talk about the variables. Okay, variables are used to store the information, where you can run them again and again. Every time they can be used for the new values, right? So we have got the variables, different variables in VBA. We have like I will talk about the byte, we have the integer, we have the long, and then we have the single, we have the double. So depending upon these data types, they take some space in your memory, and at the same time they also have some constraint in terms of acquiring the value. For example, the byte cannot hold value greater than 0 to 255. So if your variable demands value between 0 to 255, you can use that. But if it is not, then it is going to give you the error. And similarly for integer and long. So what you can do is, I have already uploaded a video on this, understanding the variables in VBA, right? So you can go ahead and watch that video. In that video, I have really talked about how to use them, right? So in this video, what we can do is, let me actually go to the Google, and in the Google, just type that data types in VBA, right? So you would get to see lot of actually different links. So click on any of the link. For example, let's just maybe you can click on this, but this is called the Visual Basic. This is really not a VBA. So I let me click on this link, so what you need to do is, I just want to show you this chart. So this is the chart actually we are going to talk about today. As you can see here, we have a value called, if you are declaring integer, then the value is going to be 32,768 minus 2 positive, and then long is really going to hold a lot of big value, and then single is further, it can still hold bigger value than the long, and then double, and then if you scroll it down, you would see here that the byte which I was talking about, it can hold only 0 to 255 value, right? So basically the idea is every data type has its own actually strength, right? You can't use byte for a value where you are trying to find the last row, because you never know, last row can be 1000, can be 2000, right? So let me explain you in this way. Now for example, you have some numbers here or text, maybe like this, okay? So you have some text over here, and now your job is to find it out. Your job is to find it out the last row, for example, or maybe you want to run the loop, whatever, right? So what you did, you go to the developer tab, and you go to the Visual Basic, insert the module, and here you write sub find, let's say, last row, okay? Now once you do that, then what you can do, you can declare the variable. So I'm going to declare here I as long or byte, let's say, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to say that I equals to range, which is going to be from H1 to end XL down. Now this is the code. If you're new to the VBA, just go ahead and watch that introduction series. I have talked about all these codes, but still I will take 10 seconds. This is a control down arrow shortcut key to go to the last value actually, right? So if you actually want to find it out, what is the last row, what is the last actually cell, for example, when you use control down arrow, that's a shortcut key you use in the Excel, and it is very useful if you are somebody who's working on Excel a lot. So it takes you to the last actually cell, right? So here, that's what we want to find. Now we don't want to actually select the cell, we want to find the row number of that cell, right? So if you put the message box here, let's say I want to find it out, the I. So if I run this quickly, you see that I get to see the last row, which is 12, as you can see here, right? So similarly, if I just copy the data, and let me copy the data, and let's just paste it here. Now again, I'm going to paste it, okay? So now what is the last row? It's 36, right? So if you run the same program again, if I run this quickly, it is going to give me again the same value, which is called 36, right? Which is perfect. So you see that the code is absolutely working, right? But what if I just copy this data, and I'm going to put it here again, and I'm again going to paste it, and I'm again going to paste it, and let me paste it once again, and let me paste it once again, okay? So now what happens, let's say you have this long data, okay? So now when you're going to run this code, let's see if it is going to run or not. So I'm going to click on the F5, and once you click on the F5, there we go, guys, overflow. This is the error I was talking about. So when you get the error overflow, please don't go to the Google, right? Don't go to your friends, don't really put a stress on your mind, because as I said always in my videos, guys, errors can be a great source of learning for all of us. I really love working on the errors, trust me, though I never intended that the program, if I am working on it, should give me the error, because I really want to make everything very quick. I want to be as smart as I can, but honestly, it doesn't happen always, right? So you get to have these you would get the errors definitely when you're going to make the programs, and you should be understanding that what exactly it says, rather than going to the Google. So when you get the overflow, first let me click on the debug. So when you click on the debug, it even says that which line is giving the error. So that is why I just love this VBA programming. It is so neat and clean. Now you can see that it says that you really can't execute this line. That means the error is in the I, and the reason is because, as I said, byte cannot be used for a value which can be beyond its capacity, which is 0 to 255. So in that case, you can use the integer, because integer holds 32,000 something, right? You have seen that. You can do that, in the Google. Nobody's going to ask you the real numbers in interviews. They just want to know that whether you know the concept or not. So if I change this to integer, now see what will happen. Now if I run the same code, there we go, guys, you got the 288, right? So similarly here also, if you go ahead and let's say I go to the 65,000 cell from here, you can also go to the different cells from this name box. Just press enter and it is going to take you to the 65,000. Now let's say I just control D, I just copied the values. Now you see that my data is still the 65,000. So if you run this program now, what will happen? You will again get the overflow error, right? Because integer can't hold this much of a value. 65,000 is not within its capacity. So I hope this makes a sense, right? So what you need to do, you need to then move it to the long or the single or the double, right? So this is how the overflow error, actually comes. So whenever the overflow error comes, you have to tell in your interview that, see, overflow error comes whenever you are using a variable which actually cannot hold that value. It's beyond its capacity, and you can tell them the example. For example, if you are going to find out the last row, or maybe anything where you have a value greater than 255 and you're using the byte, you cannot work. It's going to give you the overflow error, right? So that's the first part for the overflow. Now what is actually called the type mismatch error, right? Now guys, type mismatch is very simple. For example, I have written here, let's say my name Ajay, and then let's say we have written here name Mehboob. All right, now what we need to do is we need to actually sum them, let's say, right? So in Excel, you know that this is really not possible, right? I'm really talking now crap, right? If somebody asks you, then it's not possible. You can't really add the text, right? So while making the program, let's say, let me just insert another module over here. So what you did is, let me just name anything. Pardon me for that, because I always encourage you to give the good naming conventions when you write the macros. But I mean, this is really just a video, and I want to tell you the purpose of this, basically how to use the variables, and if you don't use the variables properly, then how under what circumstances you are actually going to get the type mismatch error. So there we go. So let's say I declare two variables, dim I as string, or maybe long, not string but long, okay, and then dim j as long, and then I say that I equals to range of a1 dot value, and similarly I declare j equals to range of a2, okay, dot value. And then what I'm doing, maybe in the message box, what I'm trying to do is I plus j. Okay, this is what we need to see. So when you're gonna run this, the first line will give you the error called the type mismatch, because a string cannot be used as a long, guys. Okay, that's where you get the type mismatch error. So I hope you understood the fact. Now when you get the overflow error, when your data type is correct, data type in the sense that if you're working on the numbers and you're using byte, long, integer, whatever, that's absolutely fine. But you're using a number which is not within that capacity of that particular variable, there you get the overflow error. It has nothing to do with the type mismatch. When you get the type mismatch is completely, when you're actually going out of the way. You are there, so you're supposed to work on the text values, right? Alphabets, but you're using a data type which is absolutely not used for that, like long is not used for that, right? So under those cases, you get to see this error called the type mismatch, right? So that's it. I wanted to tell you about this because I heard these guys, they were talking about this, and I really found it very useful, and I thought, let me go ahead and upload the video. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, as always, I request you to please subscribe and watch all these amazing videos. We will be back with some another exciting stuff. Leave your comment, and if you have any further questions on this, any doubt on this, please again leave your comment. I will definitely go ahead and upload the video on the same. Thank you so much, guys, and have a wonderful and great day. Bye bye.